I stared at the empty road stretching ahead of me, swallowed by darkness. The clock on my dashboard read 2:30 a.m. It was the kind of night where the darkness seemed to seep into your bones, leaving you with a haunting unease. The rain relentlessly hammered against my windshield, blurring the world outside. I gripped the steering wheel tighter, my knuckles turning white. I had made the mistake of choosing the shortest route to my destination, a decision that now felt like a sinister pact. The road twisted and turned through a dense forest, its gnarled branches clawing at the sky. There were no signs of civilization for miles, just me in the shadows dancing in the beam of my headlights. As I drove deeper into the night, a sense of foreboding settled over me. It was as if the road itself knew of its haunting reputation and reveled in tormenting those who dared to tread upon it. Uneasy whispers seemed to float on the wind, whispering secrets that sent chills down my spine. The rain intensified, battering my car as if nature itself was trying to ward me off. But I pressed on, determined to escape the clutches of this nightmarish road. The road twisted and turned, snaking through the forest like a serpent. The only sound was the steady hum of my engine, accompanied by the steady drumming of the rain. Suddenly, my headlights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the trees lining the road. My heart skipped a beat as the engine coughed, sputtering for a moment before roaring back to life. Fear clenched my chest, but I shook it off as a mere technical glitch. Or at least, I tried to convince myself it was. But then, out of the corner of my eye, I caught a glimpse of movement in the dense undergrowth. A figure, shrouded in darkness, darted between the trees, vanishing into the night. Panic set in as I swerved to avoid the phantom, my heart pounding in my ears. Had I just seen a person? Or was it merely a trick of my tired mind? The road seemed to grow narrower, suffocating me with its oppressive presence. The trees loomed closer, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers, ready to ensnare any unwitting traveler. Shadows danced in the periphery of my vision, taunting me with their elusiveness. The rain turned into a torrential downpour, reducing visibility to almost nothing. My wipers struggled to keep up, but it felt like the rain was relentless, determined to push me off the road. Thunder rumbled ominously, shaking the car and drowning out any semblance of rational thought. In the midst of the storm, I glimpsed a flickering light up ahead. Relief flooded through me as I believed I had finally found salvation, a gas station or a rest area. But as I drew closer, the light revealed itself to be a dilapidated, abandoned house, standing alone in the wilderness. It exuded an air of malevolence, its broken windows staring at me like unblinking eyes. Against my better judgment, I pulled over, feeling an inexplicable force drawing me towards the house. I stepped out of the car, the rain drenching me instantly. The wind howled, whipping around the house, carrying the whispers of the past. Each step I took towards the front door felt heavier, as if I were trudging through a bog of dread. The door creaked open with an eerie groan, revealing a decaying interior swallowed by darkness. The flickering light bulbs cast distorted shadows on the peeling wallpaper. My heart raced as I stepped cautiously inside, the wooden floorboards groaning under my weight. The air was heavy with the scent of decay and mildew, adding to the suffocating atmosphere. As I explored the decrepit house, my footsteps echoed through the empty rooms. Every shadow seemed to dance and contort, playing tricks on my eyes. The silence was deafening, broken only by the occasional drip of water from a ceiling. A chill ran down my spine as I stumbled upon a room that seemed frozen in time. Dust-covered furniture was arranged neatly, as if waiting for inhabitants long gone. It was a scene from the past, preserved in a macabre tableau. The room exuded a sense of melancholy, as if the ghosts of the past still lingered, trapped within its walls. I turned to leave, my mind screaming at me to escape this haunted place. But before I could reach the door, a sound echoed from the depths of the house. It was a soft, mournful wail that sent shivers down my spine. I froze, the hairs on the back of my neck standing on end. There was no denying it anymore. I was not alone in this forsaken place. With a racing heart, I followed the sound, each step growing heavier with trepidation. It led me to a narrow staircase that descended into darkness. Hesitant, I gripped the railing and descended into the abyss below. The lower level was even colder than the upper floors, and a stale, oppressive odor filled the air. I strained my ears, trying to locate the source of the wailing. It grew louder and more distinct with each step, like a siren's call luring me deeper into the unknown. I entered a dimly lit chamber, its walls adorned with eerie symbols and faded portraits. The wailing seemed to reverberate from within, drawing me toward a large, ornate mirror that hung on the wall. My reflection stared back at me, distorted and twisted, as if mocking my presence. Summoning every ounce of courage, I reached out to touch the mirror, only to recoil in horror. The glass was icy cold, sending a shockwave of terror through my fingertips. Suddenly, the wailing transformed into a chilling laughter that echoed through the room, amplifying the sense of dread that consumed me. In a panic, I turned to flee, but the room had changed. The once familiar corridor had morphed into a labyrinth of endless hallways, each one identical to the next. Desperation took hold as I frantically tried to find an exit, but every turn led me deeper into the maze like nightmare. As the minutes turned into hours, exhaustion overcame me, my legs growing weak with each desperate step. I stumbled and fell, my body crashing against the unforgiving floor. Tears mixed with rain as I realized that escape was impossible. I was trapped, ensnared in a web of darkness and despair. Whispers filled the air, mocking and taunting me. Shadows danced and twisted, contorting into monstrous shapes. The house itself seemed alive, pulsating with a malevolent energy that fed on my fear. Time lost all meaning as I succumbed to the despair that enveloped me. The darkness consumed my thoughts, eroding my sanity. I had become a prisoner of this nightmarish realm, doomed to wander its corridors for eternity. And so, I remain, lost in the labyrinth of the haunted house. The darkness is my only companion, the wailing my eternal torment. Beware the dark road, for it hides more than mere shadows. It holds the secrets of a cursed existence, where driving at night can lead